What's up, guys? So, as you can tell, I literally just woke up pretty much. Um, just got done with a meditation. So, something that I've got back to doing now every morning, which is something that I actually got out of the habit of doing the later part of 2023. But during my prep in 2023, that's something I was doing every day, and even a lot of 2022 as well. Just starting out the morning with basically a 10-minute guided meditation. And so now I've gotten back to doing that, get back in the routine of it. So basically in the mornings, first thing I'll get up, I'll weigh in, go to the bathroom and just sit outside, listen to a guided meditation that's somewhere around 10 minutes long, and just start off the day that way. And for me, it's something that initially you don't see like some special result, but it's just over time doing that every day, making that a daily habit has really helped me be more present throughout my day. So it's something that really has made a big difference for me, and I just got out of the habit of doing it. And so now back in the habit of doing it, starting off the day that way. And I just figured I would share that with you guys because, some of you guys, struggle with anxiety or any type of mental health issues and you're not meditating, I would highly recommend it. It's not some magical thing, but it's more so just training yourself to be more present. And so, there's like for me right now, what I'll do is, there's apps to do it, but also you can literally just go on YouTube, look up 10-minute guided meditation that way. And so, yeah, I actually, for a while I was using Sam Harris's Waking Up app, and I'm probably going to get back to doing that. You do have to pay for that, but I'm probably going to get back to that one because I really enjoyed it because each day there'd be a different meditation. But for now, I've just been listening to guided meditation on YouTube. But figured I would share that with you guys because, meditation is actually massively helpful in my opinion. And so maybe one of you guys out there will start and really notice a difference. Making that morning shake. Got some berries, some ice, some protein, and I'm going to have a little bit of peanut butter in this too for fats. There we go. Pre-workout of the day. We're doing coffee again. We're going to see how this goes. So we got today's Pool A session here, and if you guys have been following this series, then you actually have already seen this session. I believe I filmed the whole previous Pool A session actually. So yeah, but here we are back again, and I actually decided to go heavier here on the initial set here. Much heavier than last week. I only did 345 last session for the initial set, and I hit like 10 reps. So I decided to do 365 today, go a bit heavier because I knew I was going to be going heavier on the final set. I ended up getting 6 reps there, which I can say it's one of the best sets I've probably done with 365. Although I've done that weight before, it's probably one of the better sets I've done. But that's the heaviest I've gone for that initial set, but not the heaviest I've gone on these, of course, because 405 is the heaviest. The last rotation was the first time I touched it. I hit 4. It was obviously ugly. So again, I'm not trying to make these super strict right now. I'm testing the waters right now by going a bit heavier. But I was actually up from last rotation. But of course, as you can see, they're not strict reps, but I'm intentionally making these more explosive for the time being. At some point, I'm definitely going to have to drop the load, But for now, I'm actually just seeing. I'm really just seeing how heavy I can get. But yeah, intentionally making them more explosive, and they do have good carryover to the stiff leg deadlifts. But yeah, I had to really get in the zone for that 405 set. I actually, for both of those sets, actually played metal, which I don't normally ever listen to metal, but I did for those sets. And yeah, for the rest of the workout, though, I actually did go back to doing the instrumentals, which if you guys watched yesterday's video, then you know that I mentioned that I've recently switched up my music. And so, yeah, for the rest of this session, I just went with more chill music, just instrumental music, just so I can be really present during the sets. And because, yeah, like I mentioned before, I think I was getting carried away with just almost sometimes like it can be distracting. Your music choice does matter. And I noticed for me, it definitely does. Certain music actually almost takes away from the set more and makes me less present during the set than other songs, other types of music, I should say. So I found like for this session, really and truly for the majority of the session, just listening to like instrumental music is probably, or at least more calm music is really the best move. But you can see here the single arm lat pull down here, and this is, pretty good. I pretty much was able to match performance. So from the last session, I was down like a rep on the second set, I believe, and actually on the final set too. So just a little bit drop there, but yeah. So these have overall though been feeling really solid. So definitely like this variation. So yeah, we got chest supported row, which, this is an upper back focused chest supported row, of course, and you can see I'm really focusing on just driving those elbows back, retracting the scapula as I come back as well. And so, yeah, these were really feeling solid today. And I did manage, I believe, to progress just barely on the top set. Just do 2 working sets here. And then on the back off, actually, did I progress? That's a good question. We'll have to count the reps. Let's see. How many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can't really count that. So that was actually down. That was actually down a little bit. But it's crazy because, like, yeah, a lot of times, sometimes I'll do these sets and I will just lose count. Obviously I'm trying to log my lifts and log everything, write it down, but sometimes I do lose track. So actually filming can help in that way because sometimes I do just miscount myself or just forget, honestly. But here we have the lat bias cable row, and you can see the difference here in how I'm doing these. So look at how my elbows are not going past my torso. I'm pretty much just trying to bring my elbows into my hips. And again, I'm having to have this makeshift handle here, just attaching D handles to this, wider grip handle, because I'm wanting to have more of a neutral grip here and keep my elbows really close to the body. I still probably need my grip to be in a little bit, but unfortunately this gym doesn't have a bar where I can really have the ideal grip width here, but it's just making the most of it. But as you can see, I'm actually really keeping my torso locked into place. I'm thinking about keeping my core braced. I'm really thinking about my core, and again, driving my elbows down. I'm not trying to drive them past my body. I'm not trying to get a lot of scapula movement either, because I'm trying to bias the lats versus the upper back. But here, I am trying to hit more of the upper back, even though it is a lat pull down, you could say, an overhand lat pull down. It's more of an upper back focused pull down, you could call it that. So as you can see here, bit of a wider grip, and there is a lot of upper back involvement going on here. I like to get a little bit of a lean on these, and these were feeling pretty good today. Pretty much about this, performance is pretty much about the same as the last rotation on these. And as you can see, I love having the thumbless grip on all my pulls. Basically, on pretty much all my pulls, I'm using a thumbless grip. It's just what feels the best. And again, I'm always using straps. That's another thing, is I see a lot of people not using straps in their back movements, and for me, I'm always using straps because I don't want to think about my grip. And I want to think about my grip. I only want to think about my back, and so I'm just thinking about driving my elbows down. Your elbows, where your elbows finish, typically dictates what part of your back you're really hitting. So I'm really just thinking about where my elbows are finishing, and where the direction they're going, you could say. Then we got the single arm machine curl here, 3 working sets here. Good sets today. So yeah, always starting with that left side because my left arm is my weaker side. This was actually the second set, I believe, of the 3 sets, and pretty good set here. I really like this machine. I really do like this machine. I'm really just trying to be locked in. I'm trying to be strict. I'm not trying to let my, upper arm, you could say, I'm not trying to let it like really lift off the pad too much. So yeah, 3 working sets here, and feeling super good. Biceps definitely need to come up this scaling phase. So once I start actually pushing my body weight up, I plan to really try to bring these biceps up, man. These are still not a great body part of mine, so it's definitely something, I really do need to work on. But as you can see, I'm still trying to be very intentional even with these arm movements. Even though they're later in the workout, you don't want to treat them just as accessory movements, but they're just as important as any other movement in the workout. But yep, good sets there. They've been feeling good. That machine is really nice. And then single arm cable curl here, 2 working sets. And again, challenging more of the lengthen range with this because I have the cable behind me and it's lower down here. So yeah, these feel solid. 2 working sets, 1 in the 8 to 10 rep range, 1 in the 11 to 15 rep range. And single arm movements have been really, more, I guess you could say, they've been more emphasized in my newer training setup. I keep saying newer, even though I've been doing this split since sometime in January. So you could say it's not exactly new now, but it's newer to me because the split I was running before, which was actually a 5-day split, I was running for over 2 years. I started running when I started working with AJ, my coach. That was in 2021, in summer of 21, and so it was all the way up until the beginning of 2024 when I was running that split. And pretty much the same split. We made some minor adjustments to like volume on certain movements over that time and whatnot. And of course, as I did move around to some different gyms around, throughout that period of time. So we had to switch to some, I had to use some different variations for certain movements over that period of time. But not a lot changed with that split, and it was a great split, 5-day split. And yeah, so considering the fact that I was running it over 2 years, this is relatively newer. But ending off with the, rear delt flies here, single arm, which I've been enjoying. I've just been doing these in place of the reverse pec deck now because it's just more convenient for me to use this, honestly. I'm already at the cable station, and most of the time somebody is always on the pec deck. There's only 1 pec deck machine at this gym, and so most of the time someone's always on there, so I'm really better off doing these. And honestly, I've just been getting a great connection by doing these single arm. So just 2 working sets there, and that was the workout. I've tried to do this outro like 1,000 times, so guess what? I'm just gonna finish it here, guys. This was episode 13 of the reset, taking you guys through another session here. By this time, you guys should have seen, I believe, every session. I believe every one of my 6 different training sessions has been filmed now, so you guys can go back through the other videos to get more insight into what my training has been looking like right now. But yeah, another episode, guys, so we out.